Hey, it's day 5. The days are flying by on the Amazon challenge. So this is what we're learning. Where a lot of you have opened your Amazon account. We're looking at the right products to sell. We're looking at sourcing from the UK or the country that you're selling in. And then we're going to be moving on to the shipping and the barcodes, creating your shit hot listings that sell, and all the SEO and keywords, and then launching and marketing. And of course, we all understand the process. So we are sending our goods and our stock and our products into Amazon. Amazon pick and pack and store the product. And they also then, when your customer buys the product, Amazon will ship it directly. So we don't need to handle all of that logistics. And remember, want to keep reminding you, we're learning the process. And why are we learning the process? Because from my years of experience, the people that learn the process quickly will scale and grow the fastest. So this is to learn the process, get your first few sales, and then you're going to get better and better and better at the process as you rinse and repeat. And of course, having some fun over Black Friday. So day 5 then, these are the tasks. We're going to talk and discuss a little bit about branding, and then you can decide whether you're going to go for a generic item where you're not going to do any branding this time, or you may decide to do some branding. And then you're going to choose your packaging. And remember, let's keep it simple. It's either going to be a bag or a box. Some products already come in a box. If you're going to go for branding, you may want to put a translucent sticker on there. But we're going to keep it simple, and we're going to discuss the different options. Just a reminder, this is what I teach my Amazon 101 students. So, if I'm selling a product for £30 or $30 or €30, I know I need to source that item, ship it into Amazon for £10. It's a third of the retail cost. So it's 30, 30, 40. I know we've discussed in the challenge about doing 30, 30, 30, just because sometimes when we're doing it in small quantities and we're testing, we may have to pay more price per unit. But as you grow and scale, you'll be able to get that cost down. So our landed cost and our unit price is a third. Our Amazon fees are a third, and we're really going for a third profit. And actually, like I've discussed, sometimes I might do a product where it might be 20% profit on the first run, but I know that I've already checked. I can see that on Alibaba that I can get those costs down. So remember, we're testing. And of course, this is the goal, and this is what we focus on with my students over 12 months, is we want to hit that 6 figures, and you can see the difference with price points. So focusing on products between 15 and 35, 20 and 50 is ideal, but for Christmas, we're lowering that slightly. And also remember, with branding and with using different materials and different packaging, long term we want to create the Apple experience. We all keep our Apple packaging, don't we, because it's so beautiful and nice, and if we ever upgrade, we've got the box. But some packaging we just rip open and don't keep the packaging. So you've got to decide whether your product, if it is a gift and you really want that presentation, it's going to cost you more per unit. So it's going to dive into your profit margins. But can it give a perceived value? So could you get a higher price point by doing that? And long term, again, as we're testing, you may want to get a whole packaging redesign. But let's keep it simple. So we know some of these brands, don't we? I just thought I'd give you an array of different brands. And that's what I love about private label. Rather than selling other people's brands, we're creating our own brand. So as you can see, you got your McDonald's, you got your Pringles, you got your Chanel, and they all give a different customer experience. And we know, like, and see these brands all the time. And packaging can do that really, really easily, and it can help you stand out from the competition. So think of the brands and the products that you buy and the types of packaging, because some product brands don't need much packaging. For example, if you were going to get a replacement of something that had broken, like a garlic press or a bottle opener, you might not need really, really fancy packaging. Or if you were getting some decorations, like Christmas decorations, you might not need some fancy packaging. But if it was some jewellery, or if it was a gift set for Christmas, you may want to have a really, really nice branding. Do we know what this brand is? Yes, we do. And this is the power of branding long term. We know straight away by looking at this that this is dairy milk. And this is the impact that you can have long term with growing a brand that really has that unique packaging. So people recognise it with the, so for example, if you were going to build a beauty brand or a home and kitchen brand, you would have all of the packaging very similar. And you want to think about what your brand stands for. Is it a sustainable, eco-friendly brand, so no plastic? Is it a really premium brand and luxurious, because that will give the perceived value? Or is it just an everyday packaging that people recognise? And of course, this is all very long-term stuff, but I just want you to understand where we're going with this when we create our own private label brands. And this is the exciting bit for me. I love it when I create these unique packagings that no one else has got. And it helps me be recognised as that particular brand on Amazon and also off Amazon. Here's some examples as well of maybe not so famous brands and just simple branding and packaging. The one here, The Wait Is Over. This is a lovely branded clothing. They do clothing accessories, and it's just a simple box with some black text over it. A lot of my shoots have done things like this. And then the other one, I'm Happy. It's a jewellery brand, and all of their packaging is very similar with these earthy green tones. So these are the kind of things that you can create when you start importing from China and getting a manufacturer long term. But we're doing the challenge, we're learning the process. So what are we going to do? All I want you to remember is that we're paying 30% to Amazon for the Amazon box or the Amazon Jiffy bag. They're pick and packing it and sending it out to our customer for us. So with our packaging, the requirements are it just needs to be sealed, because we're going to be learning next how to do all the barcode, and that needs to go on the outside of the packaging. So some products just need a mailing bag, because Amazon are also going to be putting it in a bag. And also, if you are going to do a box, you want to make sure that it's not a really good box, because Amazon might ship out into that. So if it's a box for the customer experience, like, imagine Amazon sending out an iPhone with the Apple box and just slapping the shipping label on it. It's going to look messy. It's not going to be great for the customer experience. In that case, sometimes I've even put like a cellophane or a mailing bag over the box if you want to protect the box and make sure Amazon don't do it. But some products don't actually need a box. And you can have some really lovely velvet bags, cotton bags, all sorts of different boxes that you can get from the UK. I'm going to give you a list of places where you can get your own packaging, so where you can buy the mailing bags, where you can get cotton and velvet and organza bags, and also where you can get your own boxes. And you may decide you want to just put a simple sticker with a translucent background, or you may want to do get it printed, but that's going to be more expensive. So let's keep our costs down and think of something that is going to keep that product secure, not get that product damaged, but also bearing in mind that we're paying Amazon to do the pick and pack. So have a look at the PDF list with some links to basing it in the UK. But if you are based in a different country, you'll be able to Google very similar services to be able to get that kind of packaging. Think about what your product stands for, and sometimes there is an opportunity to do a really luxurious packaging if nobody else is doing it. That can be your USP. So if people are struggling, thinking, how can I differentiate my product? Packaging is a great way to do it, because you can show that really nice bag, and you can use it as something to store that item in, and it becomes the USP and the added value. So really think, it all depends on the product. Join the live calls and we can discuss it further, but we want to really make sure that we keep our costs down. Brilliant. I'll see you on the live calls.